Good morning or afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Welcome to another live training here inside of Growth Tools for Contractors. You know the drill. If you're watching this live, go ahead and live down below. If you're watching the replay, hit replay. But as always, hit that like button, smash it, pound it, or just tap it, whatever works best for you. Listen, today we are 5 days away from Christmas, which most of us will obviously take off, and a few days before and a few days after. Hell, let's just be real, you're probably already on vacation. If not physically, at least mentally. But this time of year, instead of trying to give you too much, I want to give you something that's really, really simple, right? And this is the framework that we teach our 7-figure contractors. Now, if you've heard me talk before, you know that there's different phases of a contracting business, right? There's startup where, you're 0 to about 25K. Guess what? That's hustle and grind mode, man. I don't know what to tell you. You really shouldn't be focusing on crazy cool tools and hiring a big team and whatever. Like literally go sell more. Then we get to our growth phase, which is anywhere from 25 to 40 K a month. Now we're starting to figure out, okay, look, I need to get a little bit better at what I do. I need to start bringing in some folks, so on and so forth. Scale mode, though, now we're talking about 40K over to almost 100K. And this is the framework right here that we teach the contractors that are in that phase. Now, if you're not in that phase, that's okay. This is still valuable for you. If you're above it, awesome, congratulations. If you're below it, don't worry, we want you to be here with us. But what is the framework, right? What is the framework that actually helps you move from 40 to 45K to well over 100K? And I'll tell you, this year alone, we've helped 12 contractors do just that. 12. So it works, right? Over the years, I think we're over 30, 35. I don't know. I lost count. Point is, this is something that you need to start to consider as you're growing your contracting business. Now, I want to get into this thing right away, okay? The first thing that we always teach you, okay, is it's not about you. Right? Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is you will grow much faster and much bigger if you learn to build a team. Now, without getting into too many details when it comes to a team, okay, you need to figure out who is going to help you grow. And when we talk about growth, you have to understand something. Your cousin Bobby, who's been helping you since day one, hey, congratulations. He's a great grunt worker. You try to put him in the office, he's going to fail. Not only is he going to fail, but because he fails, that's now going to cost you more time, more energy, and attention. So this is not about cousin Bobby, right? This is about you getting super strategic about who it is that you need on your team that will help you accelerate your growth to 7 figures. The hardest thing that contractors will ever have to do, and this is including you, is take that tool belt off, right? Realize that they are not the business. There's a distinct separation between you and your business. And the quicker you can realize that, the quicker you will start to grow, okay? So again, number one is it's not about you, it's about the team. And understanding the question, I should put a little question mark here, who's gonna help you grow, okay? The second thing is how. How is it that we do things? Now, you might tell me, hey, you know what? I install rain gutters, or I do landscaping, I do roofing, whatever, right? We just slap on some shingles and then hammer it down, right? Sounds really good on paper. But the issue is there's no one way to do the thing that you do. There is what we call your way, okay? Now, what is your way? What does that look like for you? Let me make this Y a little bigger here. What does that look like for you? Like, what is your way? And what I mean is there's a particular way that you like to have things done. If you're an electrician, hey, you know what? We always do our tie-offs this way. Hey, if you're a plumber, hey, you know what? We always do our rough-ins this way, right? How is it that you do things? Now, in order for you to grow, you're going to bring on people. And when you bring on people, they're going to come from different backgrounds. They're going to have different levels of experience. They're going to have different levels of understanding. If you can't get them on the same page, guess what? Back to problem number one. You're going to cost yourself more time, more energy, and ultimately more headaches. And we don't want that. Fair? So number one, it's not about you. Number two is the how. How am I going to get there? Okay. Number three, and this is a super important question, is where, right? Where are we going? What's the direction? This time of year, I spend a lot of time doing strategic planning sessions. All that means is we get super clear on what happened this year. We get super clear on where you want to be at the end of next year. And then we get super clear on the activity that's going to take you there. Sounds super complicated. It's not. See, when I was part of the SWAT team, every single operation that we had, we got really clear on what we wanted to accomplish. We got really clear on the role that everyone played to get us there. And if we didn't have the right people, guess what? We brought them on board. So we leverage these very same things inside of the SWAT team, right? So the direction, right? Where is it that you're going? Now, when we talk about this, you're going to say things like, "Oh, well, we're gonna double in business," right? What does that mean? We're going to grow. What does that mean? We're going to make more money. What does that mean? Right? It's not very clear. And if it's not clear for you, it sure as hell isn't going to be clear for your people. So we have to be super clear on this, right? When we talk about direction, we want it to be two things, okay? Number one, we want it to be specific. And number two, we want it to be measurable. So when you're looking at where you're going, if it's not specific and it's not measurable, what's the likelihood of you hitting it? Not very high, right? So let's just break this thing down, right? I want to give you an example. If you're, for example, let's say you're doing 40K a month right now, and you want to push to 80K, which I think is a really good target, okay? The first question you have to answer is what we said, number one, right? It's not about you. So do you currently have the team that can help you grow from 40K to 80K? For most of you, that answer is no. No, you don't, okay? So then you have to figure out who's going to help me grow to that level. Do I need more apprentices? Do I need more just frontline people? Do I need an office manager? Do I need a project manager? Like a sales guy? What do I need to bring on board to get us from 40K to 80K? Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing that you have to figure out, because now you're bringing people on board, is your how, right? How is it that we're doing things? So when we look at the how, you have to get it super clear and defined. And I'm going to take an electrician, for example, right? What I've seen 7-figure plus contractors do is they will create the how-to list. And it's a how-to list for a residential. It's a how-to list for commercial. It's a how-to list for industrial. And their guys carry around these how-to lists. What it allows them to do is check off the boxes to make sure that the job got done the way that they needed it to get done. Every single time. And then whoever's in charge of reviewing the work can come back through, look at the list, look at the work, and double check and make sure that everything was taken care of. Fair? Okay. And number three, okay, is where? Where are we going as a business? And so for you, you need to know this, but your people need to know this as well. Maybe you've been doing service work and you're going to start diving into residential or residential new build or commercial or industrial or some of these other areas, right? Where is it that we're going, right? Because what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to create a plan. Let's just say you don't even change sectors, but let's just say your average job right now is 5K, okay? Now we're going to do some math, which I'm not a huge fan of, but guess what? It'll make or break you. So you have an average of 5K a job. So let's say you're at 40 jobs. That's 8 jobs right now that you're doing a month. In order to get to 80K, guess what? We have to double that number. So if your numbers stay the same, 5K a job, that's going to be 16 jobs a month, or 4 jobs a week. Now, one of two things is going to happen here. Number one is you're going to get super clear on the fact that you don't have Whoops. Got to love when phone calls come in the middle of a training. You're going to realize that number one, you don't have the amount of jobs that is going to be required to hit this number. Okay, that's the first thing. So you're going to need to redefine your marketing plan. Number two, you're going to understand or discover that, hey, you know what? We are too busy right now and we're booked out a month, 2 months, 3 months. There's something called price friction, right? And if nobody is telling you no at your price, you're charging too little, right? So imagine, and this is just an example, imagine if you charge 10K per job versus 5K, but you only did half the jobs. Guess what? You're still making the same amount, but you're half as busy. Wouldn't you rather be half as busy and making the same amount of money, right? That's what allows for growth. So you're looking at price friction, okay? But you're also looking at a marketing plan that will allow you to hit that number. Literally, that's it. I don't want to complicate this thing for you. Sure, we get into the weeds and we talk about behavior profiling when it comes to team building and blah, 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 and all the details. But this is what I want you to know. You want to build a 7-figure contracting business, 3 things. Number one, it's not about you. You got to learn how to build a team. Okay? Who is it that's going to help you grow to that next level that you're after? Number 2, what's your way? Start to define the way that you want things done. And guess what? It's your business, and you have every right to tell everyone who decides to work with you the way that you want it done. If they don't want to do it your way, see you later. Goodbye. Right? And then number 3, what's the direction that we're going? Where are we going as a business? Right? Very specific and very measurable. Now, I'll tell you, if you can implement these 3 things in your business, there is no doubt that you will at least double your business next year. All right. If this was important to you, you liked it, go ahead and smash the like button. If there's something that you have a specific question about, drop it down below. I'll make sure that we get it answered. All right. You guys know what time it is. Time to get after it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.